Hello everyone, my name is Katie, and I am so thrilled to introduce you to this resource that was brought to my attention in a course on teaching science. So based on my experience with children and the fact that I once was a child, I can almost guarantee you that there's basically nothing that children like more than physically building things with their hands. Children want to make things, they want to do things. And there's nothing that I want more for my students than for them to get in touch with their creative side. So where does creativity come from? Well, necessity is the mother of invention, and restriction breeds creativity. So the way that I found out about our need for the tool that I'm going to be showing you in a minute is I was sitting in a class and we were working on an engineering project. And my professor said, okay, well, if we want to measure these angles, just take out your protractors. And almost no one in the course had a protractor, and that left us pretty unable to measure any angle of any sort. So I thought that that would be a good idea to introduce to kids from a really young age how they can make their own. So the idea that I'm proposing is incredibly cost-effective and will provide our students with a tool that they otherwise would have had to buy. So there's really no reason not to be on board with it. So it's a CD-protractor. This is a protractor that kids will completely be able to make on their own. They can do that with resources that are super cheap. For example, I used this Cheerios box that I already had as my cardboard backing that you see right here. Nothing special. And then what I did was I printed out the protractor template that was already provided on the website. And then I found a blank CD that I had just lying around. And if we were to buy a whole big stack of them, they're really cheap. So that's helpful. And then I taped the piece of paper onto my CD, and then I taped my CD onto my cardboard backing. And then I took just regular straws like this, and I cut off most of them so that I had these pointy edges. This way we can see exactly what number they're pointing to. I kept one a little bit longer than the other, similar to a clock. And then I took a thumbtack and I just stuck it right in the middle on an X that was already provided. And since we are concerned with the safety of our students always, I put an eraser on the back so that kids won't accidentally prod themselves with it. And so you can really measure any angle with this at all. You have an obtuse angle, a cute angle, and a cute angle, and here we have a right angle. So I think that letting kids actually touch it and play around with it is going to give them a real sense of ownership. And they can even, decorate the outside however they like, put their name on it, and really make it feel like it's their own, because it is. And I think that once you're involved in the creative and the planning process of something that you end up using, you're definitely way more excited to use it when it comes to using it in actual classroom settings. So this ties right into the standards that I think are important for us to address with younger kids in the engineering. So students through this will develop an understanding of engineering design. So in order to comprehend engineering design, student needs to understand the process of identifying a problem, which would be that they didn't have a protractor to measure angles, and then looking for ideas and developing solutions and sharing solutions with others. So it's like, oh, we can make one. And I also want students to develop an understanding of the effects of technology on the environment. So in order to discern the effects of technology on the environment, they need to learn that some materials can be reused and or recycled. So I did not go out and buy any of this. I had it all lying around my house, and even if I did have to, it would be very cheap and I would be repurposing it. So it covers all of those standards, and I hope that you found it as interesting as I do. Thank you for your time.